did have this car on the dyno the other day. Fingers crossed we get the horsepower figure that I want. What do we get? You can see behind me, the Merc is back on the trailer. We did tell you we're going to pull the silver out, put it on the trailer, but we seem to be doing a lot of content with this car. Now last week we showed Justin fitting this up. We did have a little bit of an issue with that light bar. A couple of the modules on the front there, up in here, inside the plastic, died. So we had to get some more, and we got them from the manufacturer, and they turned up the other day. We put them in, fitted those. The reason why we're showing you this car again is because we've just picked it up from the panel beaters, and they've just fitted the spoiler and that trim. Now we got these painted pink to match the rest of the wrap, and yeah, it's a pretty good job. This here is holding down some urethane so we can get that to stick, because we've stuck it onto the sticker, the wrap, instead of sticking it onto the paint. It's never easy matching paint with stickers, because you're never gonna, you can try and try and try. We went and had to approve that paint because it didn't quite match. But let's turn this thing on, and we'll show you the light bar on the top. Obviously you've got to have the key in the car to power it on. That's all powered on, and obviously that sits in the center console there. And push that button there, and it's already on for us. And this is what it looks like. So you can see those modules there, those four in the middle are a little bit different color, but that's because they're a little bit newer. I think that's definitely going to stand out. And last time we had this car on the trailer, we were bringing it home from Dunedin, so we didn't really show you us unstrapping it, strapping it down. Well, we recorded us strapping it down, but I forgot to turn the mic off.
I see your lips moving, but I can't make out the words.
This time I've double checked the mic is on, so we don't have to voice over what we're talking about. We'll tell you how this trailer works. So it's a tilt trailer, and it's also a beaver tail, so we don't have to worry about ramps. So all we need to do is pull these pins at the front of the trailer here, just like that. 1 and 2. Pull those out, and then you just wind this up. And then once you've wound that all the way up, the trailer tilts. Now because there's a car on there, the front axle won't come off the ground. Once we get the car off, obviously the weight will shift and that front wheel will come off the ground. Now we were going to do a wee bit of a video with Roadrunner Panel and Paint. We still might do that, catch up with them. They're one of our biggest sponsors for our event, and they also own Coyote Automotive, Tuning and Performance. Now we did have this car on the dyno the other day, and we did tell you guys we will eventually put it on the dyno to get you a correct power figure. So we've done that. We'll show you some of that footage very, very soon, but let me just quickly talk about that while we unstrap this car and get it off the trailer. You can only do so much with numbers you're given. Now, I had no idea what horsepower this car made when I brought it. The old owner reached out to me and told us it was 800 crank horsepower. Do the divisions and the calculations, it works out to be about 670 at the wheels. I reached out to the tuner that tuned the car while it was in Auckland, and he also told me it was 670 horsepower. So I just assumed that it was wheel horsepower. The hub dyno doesn't lie. The rolling roads you put your cars on, depending on how you strop the car down, can change that power figure. Strop the car down a little bit looser, you can make a little bit more horsepower. There's a little bit of industry inside. Anyway, I can tell you what horsepower we get, but I might as well show you the clip. This is a video I didn't expect to be making today. We're currently at Coyote Automotive Tuning and Performance. We're literally here earlier this morning filming a video for those guys. Check it out. We're down here at Coyote Automotive checking out some new additions these guys have got going on here. Let's go find out what's going on in here. And now we're back here and we've got the Mercedes on the dyno. I don't know what power figure we're going to get out of it. I'm really hoping for 670 horsepower, because that's what I was told by the previous tuner. We put on a mainline Pro Hub dyno and we're about to find out what it makes. Now we've had a little bit of an issue getting the hub adapters on, because this car is 5x112 and the hub adapters that were ordered were for 5x114, 120, like 6x136. So it wasn't really ordered, but we've used a Ford one that has a slotted in it, so we've got little adapters that we've put on there, we've made it work, because it's 2.3 mil off. But we're in here now, just trying to make sure the hub adapters are centered. So yeah, show them the car. So there are the lights for the safety car. We can obviously turn them off and on here. I think when we put the light on the roof, we actually damaged two. So if you look there, there's only two lights on the front, but we'll get that fixed. So you'll see this car at the Hard Park Takeover, the HPTO Fest. We'll see how it goes, and fingers crossed we get the horsepower figure that I want. The old owner told me it was 800 crank horsepower, and I emailed the tuner and he told me it was 760 wheel horsepower. So we're about to find out how true those numbers were by putting it on the dyno right here at Coyote Automotive Tuning Performance. What did we get? 510. We're at 510. We're at 510. We're currently just trying to find the 1-to-1 ratio. It's a 7-speed gearbox. I think it's 5th gear we need to be in. So we're going to run it up now. It sounds so bloody good in here. The echo in this room is incredible. So we're just letting it warm, letting it cool down, and he's going to get into it. I think we had about 17 psi of boost. See what we got here. 507 horsepower. So the we're saying obviously what we're saying before, obviously what we thought it was going to be. I was told it was 760. The tuner said it was going to be about 550. We're still going to give a few more rips on it and see how we go. But obviously the power figure, the numbers don't lie on the dyno, right? And I'm not even mad about that. It is what it is. The car's still bloody fun to drive. We might need to spend some money on it and get it going a little bit quicker, I reckon. So there's a lot left in it. Nah, we need to spend some money on it, I reckon. Hey, what do you reckon? It needs a moon tune. We'll run the dyno up. We got about 515 horsepower, and then obviously the motor's been a bit heat soaked, and this is the last power figure we got. So whether it's yeah, I reckon it looks good here on the dyno, and I think we need to bring it back here. We need to get some intakes, some downpipes, and give it a moon tune. That's what the tuner keeps saying, give it a moon tune. What an impressive setup they've got at Coyote Automotive Tuning and Performance. We had the pleasure of having our car on the dyno, the third car on that Pro Hub dyno, and it definitely wasn't the 2,000 horsepower that dyno was rated to. 515 horsepower is what we come home with at the end of the day. Yes, we were told by the old owner that this car was 800 crank, and then the tuner told us it was 670 horsepower. But we've got the final figure now, and we can stop bagging on about it being an 800 horsepower car. Yeah, I probably talked about it a little bit too much, but now we've got the proper figures, and we always told you, once we get the proper figures, we'll tell you exactly what that car makes. We do need to take it back to there, so we can get the computer plugged in, looked at, see what boost it's running on that twin turbo V8, and work out if we can make more power out of it without having to do much to it. Now it's safe, currently, for what we want to do. We don't need to really adjust the power. Obviously having more power is great, but we don't need it. Anyway, that's enough talking about the performance of the car. You would have heard me talking about it, all about it in the previous clip.
Are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President, I was going to ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President.
Me, that's enough.
So as I was saying before, we've unstropped the car now. We'll wind this lever up here. So with that up like that, the back of the trailer is touching the ground, which makes it a hell of a lot easier than trying to mess around with ramps, especially when you're by yourself. It's definitely flat on the ground, and all you need to do is just back her off and job's done. So let's place this camera down here on the ground.
Fuck on!
Jump over the camera. Jump over the camera. Well, now that the car's off the trailer, that front wheel I was talking about earlier is now off the ground. Now this rear axle is a drop axle, so that's why it's tucked down like that. The rear is still on the ground, which is what we want. Now what we need to do is wind the front down and then pin it back up, and then that's the trailer all used. While we wind it back down, let's see if we can put this camera here so we can talk to you still. So while we wind this back down, the angle will change here. So this trailer that we've got is actually also available for hire. So if you need a salvage trailer, or you want your car towed, or you have a low car, you can't find a trailer wide enough, long enough, whatever, this trailer will literally take 99% of cars that are lowered. So this edge, I don't even know if you can see the edge, where my hand is, from the deck to the top of here is only like 100 mil. So any low car doors open up, the Sylvia doors open up, the Merc doors open up. The Merc is actually lower than the Sylvia, which is funny, but under the Sylvia with the exhaust is actually a lot lower than the Merc. So we'll wind this back down, and then we'll talk to you a little bit about what this trailer is going to do for us and what the trailer could do for you. I really need to get a little rattle gun attachment for this, so we don't have to wind her up. But like a little bit of manual maintenance.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Doesn't hurt, especially when you have to worry about messing around with ramps, because we've literally unloaded that trailer so quickly. Right, so we did say that this trailer is going to be available for hire. It is. If you want to hire this trailer or need to use the trailer, send us a message and we'll get in touch with you, tell you the pricing and everything we've got here. So this is a brand new, so we measured it up from this end to that end, it's 7.4 meters, but obviously from the deck length is 5.5, and in between the axles it's just under 2.1 meters. So the trailer is plenty big enough to take a whole range of vehicles, and it is 3.5 ton rated. It does have electric brakes on it as well, so if you've got an electric brake controller, rent the trailer from us, because yeah, unfortunately the trailer's got to pay for itself. But that's the car now, with the lights on, everything done, the spoiler done. Now all it needs is a wash. The hard park takeover is not that far away. It's literally 12 days, probably not even that, 11 days till the hard park takeover. We've got a car coming out of the North Island. Hayden will be, can't wait to see him out on track at Saratoga. It's going to be incredible. As you know, Saratoga Raceway is one of the oldest, it is the oldest racetrack in New Zealand, because Pukekohe is now closed. And it's also the most southern racetrack in the world. Sorry, let me rephrase that. The most southern FIA approved racetrack in the world, because there's one in Argentina that's a little bit lower than us. I think it's Argentina, what they're telling me, who knows. But yeah, this car is going to be out on track at Tonga, and we are going to be offering up spots for you to go for a ride in this car around the track with our track manager, Matt Gibson. He is a race car driver. He used to race Super Utes. I don't know what else he's raced, but I know he's a race car driver. He took me around Hampton Downs in a Lamborghini. I don't even know if I've got a video of that, but I got a photo. So that was Matt and me many moons ago as we went around Hampton Downs. And Hampton Downs is an impressive racetrack. It's right at the top of the North Island. I don't think these two racetracks, Tonga and Hampton Downs, could be any further apart unless they moved Hampton Downs further up the island. Well, I believe that is me this week from Faded Media and Events. We'll see you guys, well, we don't sign these videos off, so